coming right at you. Tonight is ladies' night. So tonight we're talking to some of the ladies in drag racing. We've got two very special guests. I'm going to go ahead and I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to get straight to it, see if we can't start working on getting the guests in here. Our first guest is Sonya. Sonya is from, I don't know that, Sayre, Oklahoma, not sure, but the name of the town, but from Oklahoma, has a 1982 El Camino nicknamed and named Hell Camino. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can't bring her on first. You like that? I'm starting something new. So it's kind of crazy, but folks have already caught on. So what I wanted to do to have a little bit of fun, I'm sorry, before we get you on, is I wanted to have something ridiculous in every video, whether it be like something in the background or this, that, and the other, like something to see if people can catch. And today was my unbuttoned hat, and Brad already caught it. So we're about 30 seconds in, and that one's already ruined. But welcome. How you doing?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad that we were able to get some time to sit down tonight. You had sent me a huge list of just about, all of your personal information and everything else. And why don't we start there? See, introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, where you're from, that kind of thing.
Yes, my name is Sonya Blagg. I'm from Sayre, Oklahoma. Right now, I'm the race director at Sayre Street Races, and I run the Hell Camino. I don't know.
No, that's good. So can you tell me more about the Sayre Street Races? Because there's a couple questions on that. But let's start out with your involvement, how you got involved, kind of, tell us about the program. For those folks that don't know, there's a lot of folks out there that aren't from the area or haven't seen the races, don't know what it's about, when you guys do it, that kind of stuff.
Yes, we started back in 2014, and we run through race season April through September once a month. This year we're not having a May race because we have too many conflicting events going on. So we run once a month. It's an all nonprofit volunteer race that we run, and nobody's paid to be there to help. We all volunteer, and everybody chips in and does their part, and we just have a great time. And we started it for a place to race for our racers. It's legal. It's a street that we've got blocked off in an industrial complex, and it's totally legal and safe, and everybody has a great time out there. And it's a real family-oriented event. We just have a good time.
Well, that's awesome, because I like to see, number one, organizations, volunteer organizations doing good, but also folks that are, and you guys have the ability to, which is awesome, to go ahead and, get the street blocked off, have it, a real street race. It's on a real street. It's not a joke. But the flip side is you don't have to worry about some of the other stuff you got to worry about. I don't know if you guys recently saw a video from our area up in Philly. They did New Year's Day. And if you saw that, it looks like one of the cars got a little loose and then was up into some traffic and stuff, and it was pretty rough. So what is there classes for the street races, or are you guys just doing kind of a run when you brung deal, or what's the deal?
Well, we do have classes. We have big tire, small tire, tailgates. We're coming back with our naturally aspirated class this year, and a few other classes. But we also have, that we started last year, a grudge poker. And what that does is it gets the cars that really can't fit in any of the classes, they can come out and run in our grudge poker event. And it's actually turned into one of our biggest things, because anybody can enter it. And every time you grudge, you get a card, and the person with the best hand at the end of the night wins.
And that's pretty awesome, because it's allowing folks of all different levels and everybody to come in. You've got some classes, and if they don't fit in there, you've got a spot for them to get in.
Exactly.
So what about the Hell Camino? What class did it run in? What class is it running in?
Well, we started it just grudging, and at Sayre we started out grudging, and moved up to just a street, just a basic street class that was for just run-of-the-mill cars that can just come run with nothing special.
Right.
Then we moved up to another class, a Motor Maniacs class we had, and so we added some modifications, and we could fit in that class. And then um, now, I mean, we've moved completely out of that class, and I'm really I'm not sure if I think we're gearing more towards small tire now with what we're
Right.
doing to it. And I hope I can and come out and be competitive in that class. We'll just see, when we start testing what it does. And I mean, I don't know, I could go to True Street or small tire at this point, but I think small tire because I want to lose some weight, and that, when you start
Right.
losing weight and cutting on the car, then it kind of throws you into that class. So I think we'll probably gear towards that.
So what's kind of the setup on the truck? Small block, big block,
It
nitrous, turbo.
it's a big block 496 stroker with a small shot of nitrous.
A little
We
bit.
just a little bit. We run 4.9 rear end. Um, then, well, before now, I mean, a lot of things are changing, but I mean, before now, I mean, it was a street car.
Right.
We had full interior, all metal, nothing cut on the car, and I was running 9-inch tires. That's all I
Yeah, I
could
saw
fit.
that.
Yeah,
I saw you had a real small tire up under there.
yeah, it was a baby.
What I find amazing, and like, there's probably a story to it and everything else, I'm sure. But like reading over some of the stuff that you had sent me, seeing how, you and your husband put this thing together in your garage at your house, like on a budget, just did what you guys could to get a truck together. And in this case, it turns out it's a pretty quick truck. Um, And then also, I'm trying to show the connection here between building that home in the garage, and then it says you got a chance to race farm trucks. So what was it like racing farm truck for TV?
Oh, that was an awesome, awesome thing. I mean, I wanted to win, of course, and
Well, everybody wants to win.
yeah. But I mean, that night the street was pretty slick, and I don't know. I put on a pretty good race for him. I think with what I had, we ran on motor that night. It was the street. I didn't think it would hold the nitrous, so we didn't turn the
Didn't want,
nitrous,
yeah,
and
didn't want
on
to chance it.
a 9-inch tire up against those big tires. It was a pretty fun race, and I gave him a run. So it
Well,
go
my
ahead.
question is, how is it like for somebody who's never been in front of the cameras and stuff? Is it like overwhelming? Do they put a lot of pressure on you and everything because of the race?
Not really. I didn't. I mean, when I don't know. I strap in the race car, the pressure all goes away anyway. I mean, that's my I don't know, my
Right.
my go away spot. But yeah, uh, I didn't feel any pressure at all. I don't think. Um, I just wanted to race.
Well, that's damn good. It looks on your list of notable races, you raced Mike Qualley's Mutt
Oh yeah.
and 1940s Ford F1 farm truck, of course, and you race along your teammates in annual Border Wars against Texas for the last 2 years. So
Mhm.
what's the deal on Border Wars?
Well, what we do is twice a year. They come to us once, and then we go to them, and we race for this traveling trophy that we have. Um, just we just gather a group of cars, and we go up there, and they gather a group, and we match the cars up, as best as we can, and run that race. And the team with the most wins wins. Um, we've done it for 2 years in a row now. We currently have the trophy, but I'm sure they'll be wanting it back this year.
I'm sure they're watching right now trying to figure
um,
out how they can get it back.
I'm sure they are.
With that being said, is there anything you talked about some of the stuff you guys were doing to the truck, but is there anything like big that you have planned, or is it a bunch of little stuff that you think is going to come together real well?
Well, I hope it's a bunch of little stuff that's going to come together. I'm hoping to do some traveling this year, and take a bunch of my friends with me and hit a bunch of places. We race a lot here at Sayre and Hinton, and we're hoping to hit some of the other street races that are going on in Oklahoma this year. Um, and Hinton puts on a good series, good race over there as well.
Right.
And we're hoping to hit. We go to Amarillo and Noble and do some cool stuff. But I'm hoping to do a lot of traveling, and you know, the best thing about it is meeting all the people, the racers and the fans. They're just a great bunch of people.
Well, the cool thing is right now there seems to be, at least from my perspective, there's a lot going on in the truck world. And what I mean by that, it seems like everybody has got fast drag trucks. That's what we're talking about now. Um, it's damn cool to see it as an El Camino because I'm a G body buff myself, so I love seeing that thing. I actually talked to a guy the other day, and I'm like, I forget what we were talking about, but I was like, well, the truck car, you know what I mean? Like, it's it's so 80s style. It's so awesome. I
Yeah.
love it.
It's like, what is it? Is it a car or is it a truck?
Oh, it's the best of both. That's why it's awesome.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man.
Speaking,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Well, I need to give a quick shout out to my husband because he works his tail off to make sure I'm able to do what I get to do, and I don't know. We just wouldn't be anywhere without him and without our friends because, you know, I'm only as fast as my friends used to be
Right.
because so many of my parts and so many of my help, so much of my help has come from my friends, and I owe them everything. So,
And that's really I think that's really what racing is about. And anybody who doesn't know racing, you know, they don't see that perspective. They don't understand that side that it's really about the relationships you build, the friendships. You know, it's just people helping people and coming together for a common goal. So
yes.
what would you say is either the hardest thing or one of the hardest things you had to encounter as a woman in drag racing? Because tonight is ladies' night. We've got all lady guests, um,
Hmm.
and it's a pretty male dominated sport. So what are some of the are there any issues that you had to face in that?
This probably being underestimated and underrespected because I don't know, it's just it's a weird world to be in, you know, when you're a woman in a, you know, a male dominated sport. But I don't know, I I haven't encountered a whole lot of that because the people that I've met have, I mean, they're just all for women in this sport, and I appreciate all their opinions and all their encouragement and their support. They're just great. I just haven't experienced a whole lot of that, you know.
Right. And I think depending on what you're doing, in that case where you say, well, you know, I've kind of been underestimated, you know, you can really use that to your advantage,
Mhm.
and that
Yep.
and that'll work out well for you. So, but unfortunately now the day and age of the internet, you know, the cat's out of the bag. Everybody's seen videos of the truck. We can
Yeah.
go online, we can watch it, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like it's no joke. Hey, we know she's fast. So that's damn awesome. Speaking of traveling in Oklahoma, I don't get to do a ton of traveling at the moment, but I saw something come out of Oklahoma, and you had made a post about this on your Facebook page, so I kind of wanted to bring light to it. Mostly because number one, I've seen it in like a number of different ways, and I've seen a lot of jokes, and I think that's why when I asked you about it, I was able to kind of put two and two together because I saw some things come up about some sort of Oklahoma street race list and the classes and the rules. I guess there's a lot of racing that goes on in Oklahoma. I know a bunch of folks out there and a
Yes.
bunch of folks, you know, that watch, but you know, I guess there's another setup that had announced some rules. From my perspective, I saw everybody and most of the stuff that I saw about it was kind of negative. And then I saw today that you guys kind of weren't going to be working together. So do you want to touch on that at all?
Well, it's the Oklahoma Street Series, and they're still going to be running at Wagner and Hartshorn. So, I mean, it's a good thing that I mean, they're trying to do a good thing. Um,
Right,
but just some of the rules and the procedures didn't mesh with what we currently have running,
right.
you know, and we don't want to change what we've got going on because it works for us. And I mean, it's a we're all it all we parted ways good. So
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
and the
and
thing
I'll
is,
still go ahead.
I think it's a part of it is getting in where you fit in. Like you talk about, you guys have been doing something and it works for you guys. So, you know, if people want to change that up, well, it may not work for the people here, but over there may be a whole other group. So a lot of it is
Absolutely.
getting in, just getting in where you fit in and being able to make, those adjustments. I know that if I was doing something for, however many years, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever, and then all of a sudden it wanted to change, well, this is what I've been, this is what's been working. This is what I've been working towards, figuring
Mm-hmm.
out, especially in a racing program. I think that can really change things up.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, and,
excuse
and
me.
and it's a good. I mean, it's a good thing. We are all striving to do the same thing, and that's provide a, a safe place to race for our racers and a good show for our fans, and that's what it's all about. And
Now,
we're all here to support each other.
my question, because I didn't see anything specifically about it, but the all the volunteers and stuff, is there a particular thing you guys are doing? Like, I understand you're volunteering your time to make it happen, but are
Hmm.
there like any proceeds? Like, do you guys donate to stuff or what's, because I didn't see any of that.
Yes, the a portion of the proceeds here in Sayre are go back to the Sayre Chamber of Commerce. It's actually hosted by the Sayre Chamber of Commerce, and the rest is used to put on the races for expenses, and that's the only place it goes.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So it's good to see that as well, because it's people volunteering their time, and I think that across the country, a lot of people could learn from that setup, and just figuring out that, hey, we all kind of want the same thing. We
Hmm.
all need to get on the same page. Let's work towards it, make it happen. I know with our own local track, I hear nothing but just bitching about their program and this, that, and the other, and although some of it is legitimized and everything. The problem, I feel like, is we spend too much time working against each other instead of
Hmm.
working together. We
Yeah,
we could be having a lot more fun and doing a lot more racing
yeah,
if we just work together.
yeah. We all have the same goal, and we need to work together to accomplish it.
Damn right. Well, I'm sure the list, because you've got like friends and everybody helping out along the way. But can you talk about some of your sponsors, the Hell Camino
Oh
sponsors?
yes. I've just got two sponsors that I've got Texoma Tire and Auto, who sponsors my Amsoil racing fluids for the car, and they sponsored me last year and are sponsoring me this year. And that's Chris Rhodes, Texoma Tire and Sayre. And then Ultra Blue Traction Compound has joined my team this year to sponsor my traction compound.
Now, have you used the Ultra Blue yet?
I haven't tried it yet.
It is some sticky, icky shit. I will tell
Good
you
deal.
that.
That's
uh,
good to hear.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, kind of in a different category, not going as fast as you are, but I will tell you, when I poured that shit on the street, it was legit. It was
Oh,
very legit.
good deal. Good deal. That's
And I'm
wonderful.
sure that there's some folks watching that are going to get mad about because Ultra Blue, look, I swear it's like overnight you went from being able to buy like PJ1 to now there's like 10 different people you can buy track prep, or street prep, whatever you want to call it from.
Yeah. Yeah. And
It came up
yeah, go ahead.
quick.
Yeah.
It came up quick. It was just like, now all of a sudden, bam, bam, bam. And the blue stuff, I will tell you, I've used the blue stuff. I think Jordan on here in the comments, he's probably used, I believe he used some of the blue stuff too. It's good stuff. I think you're going to be happy with it.
Oh, good
And
deal.
going to a different size tire is going to help. I mean,
Mhm.
um, look at that. Only time I've hooked up on the street was when Matt brought the Ultra Blue and poured it for me. That's the key.
Good deal.
So just keep that in mind. You got a big race. You got to fly me out there. I'll come out there and pour it for you. And
Oh,
that
come
is
on.
what. That's what does it. It's the secret touch. That's what
Oh
it
my
takes.
goodness. Well, come on.
Well, what are your major goals for 2019? Is there anybody that you want to race? Somebody that you really want to take down, or somebody you really want to get opportunity to race certain events? What are the big things in racing 2009 for you, or 2019? Sorry.
Oh gosh. That list is long. Um Gosh, of course I'd love to race farm truck again with the new setup. Um, Quali, that's just an annual deal we've got going. I'm sure we'll race again this year. We've raced, well, tried to at least for the last 3 years, to make an annual race of it. So I'm sure we'll
Right.
do that again. Um, and if you're talking about name people, I would run. I would love to run Dover.
Yeah.
So fellow G body.
Yeah, somebody should tag them folks in here. I'm sure
Right,
they get in here.
right. Yeah.
JJ, I see JJ all around the internet. I know he got somebody in here that can get tagged up, and we can get
Right,
it figured out.
right.
Um,
Yeah,
and from everything I've heard, they're a great group of guys and
yeah.
fun to be around and a good time. Have you raced with them guys before?
I have not. That would be fun to do. Another
It
one I
would.
would love to race would be Chris Day, Kamikaze, the fellow
Yeah.
Elko. Yeah.
Yeah, he's I think the last
But
thing I saw about him was like twin turbo. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
he's
He went
kind of out of my
crazy.
league. He would have to
Yeah.
I don't know, spot me a couple cars or something. Give me the
Or
hit.
yeah, maybe the hit, maybe the street helps out, works in a favor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whatever it takes. Look, see now we got some people tagging in down there.
All right.
Well, look, I think it's great. I think beyond just being a whatchamacallit, just being a woman in drag racing, just being as heavily involved and doing the work that you do is fantastic for the community and really does give them more options. I wish that kind of thing could be spread out across the country. I think it's something that lacks in other areas.
Yes.
So I think that's awesome.
Well,
And to be supported by your family, that's another great deal.
yeah, family and friends. Supported by a bunch of family and friends. Yeah, that is awesome.
Bunch of family and friends, secondhand parts built in the garage, on racing out there, farm truck, getting the deal done. I mean, I think it's an awesome. I'm gonna go with truck. Since we're on.
Yeah, that's what
Since we've been on truck stuff. Yep, it's a truck. It's got a bed. It's a truck.
Yeah, it's got a
not four-wheel
tailgate.
drive. It's got a tailgate too.
Yep.
Yeah.
It still opens.
So, and then the other thing, because I saw on one of your Facebook, I'm not sure if it was your page or the Hell Camino page, whichever one it was, you had a list, and I think it had something to do with this top 10 list you got going on there that, if I remember correctly, yep, you're number 5 on the list. Yes. What can you tell us about the list?
That's our top 10. Out here at Sarah Street Races, we have a top 10 list, and our top 10 fastest cars are on that list.
And who's number 1 on that list?
Number 1 would be Brian Schneeberger with Go Crazy. Okay. It's I believe a 1969 Camaro, I think is what it is.
So
Beautiful car.
So you're coming for that number 1 spot. Because, like there is 2, 3, and 4 in there, but we're not even gonna worry about them. We're looking straight at number 1.
Well, my first goal's number 4, so we'll start there. We'll see how far I get.
Well, I think it's going to be awesome to watch. If anybody doesn't know, if you want to give out some of the information, like how can they find out about you, the Hell Camino, the street races, everything? Where can they find that at?
Okay, I'll start with the street races. We are on Facebook, Sarah Street Races on Facebook, and we also www.sarahstreetraces.com. All of our information's on there, and the webpage, I'm not sure if it's been updated yet, but it will be soon. The Hell Camino you can find on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook as Hell Camino 580. And I think that's all the platforms I'm on that one.
Yeah. Well, the big thing, and because I was doing this earlier, so before I bring any guests on, you made it incredibly easy. You gave me a whole stat sheet, so I was like, damn. But I like to do a little research. One of the things I was looking for was YouTube videos, and although I found some, apparently there's a band named Hell Camino, and they're pretty popular.
There is.
Maybe you should get up with them for writing you a theme song or something.
Right.
Because I saw a lot of that pop up too. I was like, man,
yeah,
this is some BS. And you would think like, Facebook, YouTube, that they all kind of like cater to your interest in likes. So I figured they would have pulled up the ones about the race truck, not about whatever this band is.
Right. And that's why I added the 580 at the end on there. When you search Hell Camino 580, it pulls mine up.
Yeah.
So it'll pull it
that
up.
would have been good information to have about 8 hours ago when I was trying to research it.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Well, look, I really appreciate having you on. We're gonna drop some links to some of your stuff on here if we have not already. We're gonna make sure to keep doing that. Thank you very much for joining. Continue to do what you do, especially with the street race program. I mean, that's incredible. Like I said, I'm jealous. I wish we had some more of that stuff in our area as well.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is right now it looks like our time is about up. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to kick you off of here and get ready to get the next guest on. But thank you very much for tuning in. Like I said, we'll make sure to drop the links below so people can get in touch with you, figure out, about the street races and the Hell Camino.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you more than you know.
All right. Well, you have a good night.
You
We're going
too.
to go ahead and how do I do this? Boom, boom, boom. Continue without guest. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Man, I will tell you what, that is some good shit to see. I am very, very impressed with what they've been able to do with that street race program. If you're in Oklahoma, it looks like it's a fucking awesome time. Pardon my French. It's a family event, but I'm not a really. I have a family, but I've got a potty mouth. Looks like an awesome time, and like I said, I wish more folks were able to do that locally or spread out across the country more. I think it would be a big hit. I see a lot of stuff going on, and 2019 is going to be huge. For those of you guys that don't know, we share a lot of information on our page, but one of the big things, Katy Dragway, I want to say it's May 11th. They're probably going to yell at me if I get that wrong, but May 11th, the Katy Dragway season opener, 28 small block shootout. They put it up, and when Billy put it up, I was sitting there watching. It went from 0 cars to like 30. It went 0 to 32 within like 2 hours, I think, if it was even that. It may have been an hour that list was filled. So they opened it up, made it 64 cars, and they're going to have a $20,000 shootout opening. Opening deal there at Katy Dragway. They're doing back half of the back end of the track, which is awesome. I think that given those opportunities, tracks that are willing to do that will find that it could be pretty damn successful, because that's the kind of stuff that takes up, attracts a bunch of attention. So if you guys haven't checked that out, 2019, there's so many events going on. It's crazy. And it seems like every time I turn around, there's another $10,000, 32 buy-in, small tire, or, small block, 28 tire, shootout. So that's damn cool. Well, what we're going to do now is, if I can find, I wonder if I'm going to be able to go into the comments. We're going to get ready